Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely. In this video, we will show one or more of these icons to alert you when to use caution. Before you install the valvetrain kit, first make sure the engine has cooled. Next, you should remove the wire and boot from the spark plug to prevent the engine from accidentally starting. We recommend performing this procedure with little or no fuel in the tank. Release the starter rope and handle from the rope guide. Now remove the nuts securing the recoil starter to the engine. Pull the starter off and lift off the engine cover. Now rotate the knob to release the air filter cover and pull the cover and filter off. Remove the breather hose from the air filter housing. Remove the nuts and bolts securing the housing. Slide the housing off of the mounting bolts and set it aside. Now remove the screws to release the auto choke assembly bracket from the carburetor. Detach the choke linkage. Now, while holding the gas line in place, pull the carburetor off of the mounting bolts and slide off the gaskets and spacer. Next, unthread the nuts securing the muffler. Remove the muffler cover, then pull off the muffler and auto choke assembly. Slide off the heat shield. Now tilt the engine back at least 40 degrees and support it. Remove the bolts securing the valve cover. Lift the cover off. Be prepared for some oil to spill. Use a socket or a spark plug wrench to help remove the spark plug. Confirm that the piston is in the up position and that the flywheel magnets are aligned with the ignition coil. You can now loosen and unthread the jam nuts, securing the rocker arms. Remove the rocker arm pivots and pull the arms off. Remove the push rods and uninstall the rocker arm studs. Pull out the guide plate. Next, remove the bolts securing the cylinder head. With the bolts removed, pull off the head. Hold the valves and use pliers to remove the spring retainers and springs. Remove the seal from the intake valve port. Then pull out the valves. Prepare the valvetrain kit for installation by coating the new components with oil. In order for the new valves to seat properly, you will first need to apply some fine valve lapping compound to the valves and the valve ports on the cylinder head. Insert the valves into the head and use a valve lapping tool to seat them. Now remove the valves and clean off the compound from the ports as well as the valves. Coat the valves with oil, then slide them into position in the cylinder head. Align the new seal on the intake valve port. Slide on the springs and secure them with the retainers. Make sure the head gasket sealing area is clean. Then insert the new dowel pins into the head. Position the new head gasket and fully seat the head on the cylinder block. Rethread the head bolts loosely. Tighten the bolts in an alternating pattern and torque them to manufacturer's specifications. Position the new guide plate. Then thread and torque the rocker arm studs. Insert the new push rods. Slide on the rocker arms. Then thread the pivots loosely. Use a feeler gauge to gap the rocker arms 3 to 5 thousandths of an inch from the valves. Thread the jam nuts and tighten. Replace the spark plug or install a new one. Be careful not to over-tighten the plug. Replace the old valve cover gasket with the new one. Then reposition the cover. Thread the cover bolts loosely. Again, tighten the bolts in an alternating pattern and torque them to manufacturer's specifications. Remove the support and return the engine to a level position. Slide the heat shield onto the muffler mounting posts, followed by the muffler with the auto choke assembly attached. Replace the cover and thread the nuts to secure. Slide the new gaskets and spacer onto the carburetor mounting bolts. Reposition the carburetor on the bolts and reattach the choke linkage. Align the auto choke bracket on the carburetor and replace the screws to secure. Slide the new gasket into place. Then insert the bolt into the air filter housing, slide on the spacer, and reposition the housing. Thread and tighten the bolt. and replace the nuts to secure. Attach the breather tube to the housing. Make sure the air filter is positioned in the cover. Insert the cover tabs into the slots in the housing. Then close the cover and rotate the knob to secure. Replace the engine cover. Reinstall the recoil starter by aligning it on the mounting posts. Then thread the nuts to secure. Hook the rope and handle onto the rope guide. You're now ready to reattach the wire and boot to the spark plug. Fill the tank with fuel and confirm that the engine runs properly.